Hi. It is Saturday, December 27th, and I'm T. Waldron, and I'm waiting for my cat, Pumpkin. Pumpkin, will you be joining us? She just woke up from a nap, so she's a little disoriented. Fractal, you're always invited. You can come and join us too. Come on, Pumpkin. I hope you're having a great evening or a day. Let's do some deep breathing. Close your eyes, and let's inhale through our nose. And exhale through our mouth. She's looking for a path. Come on. Come on. There you go. There you go. Okay, good. Inhale. Yeah. And exhale. Thank you. Glad you decided to join us. And inhale. Yeah, that's some nice purring. Yeah, thank you. And exhale. We're continuing to breathe slowly and deeply, inhaling healing oxygen and exhaling any stress or tension. Stress, not stress. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, continue breathing slowly and deeply. Hey, PTS. Good evening. Yes. Yeah, I tell you what, I use breath work throughout my day. Like if somebody is stressing me out, I'll take a deep breath in and pause, because then it gives me time to kind of collect my thoughts and respond rather than react. And I also, I did a talk on this, and it was entitled, "What You Think of Me Is None of My Business." And basically, if somebody says something or does something that kind of annoys you or has some sort of negative feeling come up, that's a sign, the feeling, right? And then if you can take a deep breath and pause and think about how you're feeling, like, oh, when that person said that, I felt this. And by switching it to like your analytical mind, it takes it out of the amygdala and it helps you be able to respond better, instead of just reacting. It helps you think about how do you choose then how you want to respond. Yeah. Good evening, Art. Yeah, that was so weird. I know. I went in the store today, and it was like Valentine's everywhere, and I'm like, wow, they did not wait very long. I'm like, can we get to the new year, please, before you put your Valentine's out? But they have to sell, I guess. That's what we get for being in a capitalist society. Yeah, how are you guys doing this evening? I hope you're having a wonderful evening. So it's been a really good holiday week, and I hope you've had a good one as well. And we have New Year's coming up in a couple of days. Hey, B, welcome. Yeah, we're doing well. Pumpkin, how are you doing? She's jumping back and forth, so she must be doing well. Yeah. You're going to settle there? Okay. Well, we'll see. Yeah, last week we talked a lot about consciousness and our higher mind, our analytical mind, and how we perceive things. So our analytical mind doesn't really create anything. It can remember things, and it can like sort of repeat back what it's seen in the past, but it doesn't actually create anything. So I thought that was kind of an interesting concept. Oh, let's see. PTS Demon. My screen name is about embracing what people think when they see me. Oh, I choose to build from my trauma. Beautiful. I process my trauma. I have a crazy story for you about the side effects of quetiapine. Seroquel. Oh, wow. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, there's so many side effects on so many drugs. Sometimes they're worse than the actual original affliction. So, wow. Oh, thanks, Penny. Welcome. The Penny Florist. Excellent. I'm glad you're here. And thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. So this week we were talking all about consciousness and how, sometimes we aren't even conscious. Like the fact that you're here is great. You're here for a reason. But a lot of times we just go through life and we're reacting instead of responding. And if you can take a step back and sort of almost like narrate your life, not always, but sometimes when there's a stressful situation or something that could be dangerous or stressful or negative or whatever, it's good to do that because then we can have more control than we realize, and we can have more power than we realize. So yeah. Hi, Libra. Dachan. Libra Dachan. Welcome. I'm probably pronouncing these wrong. Oh, hey, B. Yeah, Pumpkin's here for you. Let me try to get her face in here for you. Hey, Sankey, welcome back. I'm glad you're not a robot. Yeah. And hi, Ashley. Welcome. So this was an interesting story. So some of you guys may know I'm working with Dr. Bernie Siegel on a project, and somebody who knows him said, hey, why don't you go, one of his former nurses is visiting this week from out of state. Why don't you go meet her? And I was like, I really don't have time this week. And she kind of was thinking the same thing from what I found out later. We're both pretty busy. So, but we said, you know what? Well, this person really wants us to meet, so we're going to meet. And so I was over there doing, the work with him, and then she showed up, and she immediately started talking about quantum physics, and I'm like, but I thought you were a nurse. She goes, oh yeah. She goes, I was a Reiki teacher, and now I'm involved in energy healing work, and I'm big in quantum physics now. I love quantum physics. I'm like, oh my God, me too. We just had so much in common, and we hit it off. And it was funny because the person who wanted us to meet I don't think she had any idea that we're both into this stuff, because I never told her I'm into this stuff, and I don't think the other person told her either. And the fact that we met was pretty synchronistic. It was awesome. So anyway, so we started talking, and she's doing an energy upgrade on me. I'm in the middle of it. I've had one session, and there's one more tomorrow to finish it off. And then I'll have my energy optimized, which I thought was kind of interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think Mr. Beast is incredible. He's had some pretty huge videos. Good for him. Yeah, she is awesome, B. Yeah, Pumpkin, you have a fan. You have a lot of fans. I think more people tune in for you than they do for me, and that's totally understandable. Yeah, so we both met synchronistically, and we both are into the same stuff, which was so wild. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Hey, No Filter, welcome back. I had parasomnia. Wow. I was sleepwalking and came to a few times. I couldn't snap out of it, even though I woke up a few times. Wow. Oh my goodness. Well, I'm glad you did wake up, and hopefully you're staying away from whatever medication that was. That sounds horrific. That goes along, that's pretty wild. Our minds have so much power. Hey, Emmy, welcome. And welcome, No Filter. And by the way, I want to say thank you to our moderator, Imran Hossain. Sometimes when everybody is putting in positive comments in the chat, I don't see him redacting anything. So I just want to say thank you for being here, Imran, and I hope you're having a great evening, great morning. So yeah. Oh, parasomnia is a category of sleep disorders causing abnormal behaviors, movements, or experiences during sleep, falling asleep or waking up, like sleepwalking, sleep talking, night terrors, and nightmares. Wow. Yeah. I hope you're getting comfortable, Ashley. Yeah. And it's cool here. It's really cold here on the east coast of the U.S. We had a lot of snow. We're right around New York City. So we had a lot of snow today. Was it last night? I don't know, into the morning. We woke up this morning with a lot of snow. Go ahead, you want to jump? Go ahead, you can do it. Nope, she doesn't want to. So anyway, I met this woman who does energy healing. And so she's upgrading. It's called Marconics. And a friend of mine jokingly said, oh, is that to do with Marconi and the radio? And I said, ha ha ha, I don't think so. It is. I started reading, she gave me this paper about some of the background of it. Marconics was gifted by spirit. And this is very like quantum physics type, tied in with spirituality, tied in with, if you've ever heard of Dolores Cannon, this person she took up her teachings after she passed away, and she's forwarding her teachings. So it's pretty interesting. Marconics was gifted by spirit to aid our return to source fields, promoting spiritual healing through protocols that assist us to drop density quickly and correct DNA distortions to release us on an accelerated life path through rapid assimilation of lost keys and codes. That all sounds good to me. Referred to by his friend Nicholas Tesla as the master of space, Guillermo Marconi was the first to identify cosmic rays coming from the infrared system of space. So that must have been, probably like 100 years ago or so, maybe longer. Yeah, God bless you too, Kaon Condry. So this condition has triggers including sleep deprivation, stress, medications, and other sleep disorders, managed by improving sleep hygiene, treating underlying conditions, and sometimes medication. Okay, well, I hope you have it under control now, PTS, because that sounds very intense, where you may be sleepwalking and not even knowing what you're doing, and causing yourself to do harmful things in your sleep. Wow, that has to be very intense. So Tesla called Marconi the master of space, which I think is fascinating. And Marconi knew that light-encoded frequencies emanating from nearby star systems and galaxies could be harnessed for healing, including radio waves, ultraviolet, microwave, near and far infrared, and gamma rays. And Marconics quantum recalibration is a human upgrade for the next wave of human evolution. I mean, this all sounds really good. Triggering DNA to quantum infinite strand. Healing fragmented soul through higher self lineage. Connecting us back to source, so God, through axiational system of the universe. I don't know what that means. Restoring the pineal hyperdimensional Stargate network, which I've been trying to activate my pineal gland since August, since I got back from the Joe Dispenza retreat. So it's kind of like a lot of this stuff is converging, which is pretty interesting. And also expanding human consciousness via upgraded Merkaba mechanics. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Does that sound interesting? Yeah. Hey, Kevin, welcome. Yeah, I'm glad you've been sleeping when you can. Do you have issues sleeping? A lot of people do. I used to have issues, and I would write my stuff down sometimes and then try to go to sleep, because a lot of times our minds race and we might be repeating things or thinking about stuff we have to do, and that was causing me a lot of stress. So I'd write down all the stuff that I had to do or that I wanted to get done, or sometimes journal, like if there was an event that was, I kept sometimes if you do something or something happens, you replay it in your mind over and over. So I found by writing it down and sort of getting it out of my head and onto paper, I could put that physically, separate myself from it and allow myself to sleep. But I don't know if that works for you. I don't know if you've ever tried that. But Ashley, yeah, I hope you get good sleep. Sleep is key. Dreaming is, I think how our body our mind sort of resets. What do you guys think? I think sleeping is key. Okay, let's see what else she has to say in here. There's just a little bit more. I'm not going to read the whole thing because there's a lot, and some of it's a little bit out there. Like, I'm open to it, but I'm not going to put all my eggs in this basket. But I'm trying to be open-minded. And I'm also, grounded with God. I'm not just floating out in space, attaching to anything that passes by. Um, I'm really, praying for guidance and from God on a lot of the stuff. Yeah. Oh my goodness, you're pregnant with twins. Congratulations. Wow. That can be, I can't imagine with twins, but when you're expecting and you try to sleep, I was sleeping in the recliner like the last 2 months for just one kid. I can't imagine having two babies in there. Wow. God bless you. God bless you. And that's such a beautiful, amazing way to be, when you're bringing life into the world, right? But also, it's hard. So you got this, Ashley. Okay, so what else do they say about this Marconics? So they say the human body is a multi-dimensional holographic soul carrier designed for spirit's immersion in the 3D experience of Earth. Okay, so so our body is a soul carrier. That makes sense. Let's see, what else? So there are light workers who have been incarnated on Earth specifically for this period, either for their own experience or to help others. And as new waves and energies flood the world may be separating. That's what this says. So we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It seems interesting, and it seems exciting, and I'm open to having an upgrade. So let's see how it goes. Yeah. Anthony, do you snore when you sleep? I don't know. Although I fell asleep the other day on the couch while my kids were over, and I said, oh, I was sleeping. They go, yeah, we heard you. So I did snore that day, apparently, Anthony. Yeah. Okay. So this issue goes with growing from trauma. Oh, being an infantryman in the world's greatest army. We had to perform, adapt to the stress, or it breaks you. Yeah. That's why I say I've post-traumatic growth. Oh, that's a way to own it, PTS. I love that. You had to embrace it. And it's almost like doing the shadow work, right? And getting to know your deepest, darkest parts of you and understanding how they make us strong and not shutting them away or ignoring them, but embracing them, Wow. And thank you for your service. Yeah. Yeah, Ashley, I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers, honestly, because that twins, God bless you. And PTS says, I've got a greater appreciation for life and want to do more to protect it. Yes. People see me only as a monster. I don't know about that. That's why Veterans Affairs tries to pill me up. I tell them I have bad side effects. Yeah, I don't see you as a monster, and be careful, because your word is your wand, what you say, even if you're repeating what other people say about you, that gives those ideas power, and I was just talking to somebody I care about today, and talking with them, and they said, oh, I'm always sick. I said, don't say that, because then your subconscious believes that. So, I talked to them and I said, hey, just say this affirmation every day, and in every way I'm getting better and better. And that was created by Emily Coe. I think it took them a few years to come up with that simple, like rhythmic, rhyming type of affirmation, which anybody can say. It could be true in any case. And I invite you to maybe say, every day and in every way, I'm getting better and better. And it's for your subconscious, because your subconscious can't negate that. There's nothing in there that your subconscious can say, no, that's not true. And it helps your subconscious try to work in your favor. And I'm not saying that's going to cure any sort of, illness. And I definitely, if you're under care or you need help, please get it. But also behind the scenes and in between sessions, I would always do I would do so much work between therapy sessions, because that's really when, that's when you have to do it every day, right? Do the work. But that was the most effective part. The therapy was great and it was good guidance, but also I had to do my part too, So, but don't listen to those people. I'm sorry that you think people think that of you, and maybe they've told you that, or I don't know how you know, but that shouldn't be, and you were just doing your duty, and yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. Let's see, Art. Did you experience acute trauma, or did the meds you referred to cause it? Oh, that's a great question, Art. Thank you. Yeah, mindfulness and breathing, it comes naturally. Being in combat role, we were athletes. Athletes control their breathing and stress to maximize their performance. Yeah, it's pretty mind-blowing to know what we put people through, in the military and probably in certain jobs as well, but mainly, I can't imagine the stuff you went through. Wow. But I'm sending you good vibes too, because even though you're home, and you're safe, you're probably still waging an internal war, that it's unfortunate, and hopefully you can heal. You're working. It sounds like you're working really hard to heal, and I commend you for that. And please keep working at that. So, yeah. And also Pumpkin sending you good vibes, right, Pumpkin? Yeah, she's purring so loud. Can you guys hear her? Hold on, where's the mic? Where's the mic? It's in here somewhere. There it is. Are you purring? Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So, yeah. No, I don't pity you at all. I'm impressed with how much you are taking action to help yourself. And I think that's a really beautiful example. And so thank you for that. And, I encourage you to continue fighting for yourself, like getting to know yourself and love yourself and surviving, and then thriving, once you get, and it sounds like you're doing a lot to care for yourself. So keep caring for yourself. You are loved. You're not alone. And I don't know if you believe in God or not. I believe in God. I believe we all have a soul. We are souls in these bodies, and there's an intact self within us, and that comes from Dick Schwartz's internal family systems, and that it knows how to heal us. It knows how to heal all those parts that had to protect us during extreme situations. And some people had extreme situations when they were children. Some people may not have had that many extreme situations. And you've obviously had them, in combat. So, but there is a part of you that knows how to heal, and it's indestructible and it's eternal. So. So that's such a hopeful message too from Dick Schwartz. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Harvey. Yeah, she's going well. Thanks for coming back. No, she just turned 17 in November, so she's got a ways to go. She's got another 11 months, then she'll be 18. Wow. Then you're going to be legal to vote. Yeah, thank you for tuning in, Harvey. I appreciate that. Hey, Dr. Dre. I'm Dr. D, Thought Therapy. Sorry. If only I could read. How are you tonight? I hope you're having a great night. Yeah, I try to teach people. Yes, that's beautiful. That is so powerful. And you're coming from, the depths of challenges, and that is how you really know. And again, so today I was with Bernie Siegel, and we're working on a project. So we were talking about the part of his life where his wife died, and he's like, "Listen, I know pain." He said he found his wife dead in the morning, one morning, because he used to wake her up, and he said, like that, and his heart just like he had a heart attack right on the spot. He's like, my heart, it affected his whole body chemistry, and he literally that happened, and we're talking about that, and he said, you know what, that would give me compassion as a doctor to know how things that happen can just affect your body chemistry and your whole entire system immediately, like within seconds. It was instant. He said it was incredible. So the fact that he went through this, he understands the power of biology, the power of our body, the power of our emotions, and you do too, in your own in your own realm. So it's very powerful stuff. Yeah. Our society assigns a lot of stigma to anyone with psychological diagnoses. That is so true, Art. Yes. Are you from up north? Yeah, I'm near New York City, Harvey. I don't like to say where because there's a lot of weirdos out there. So, yeah. Where are you from? I'd love to know. Hey, Kuruko, welcome. Oh, thank you. Her name is Pumpkin. She's 17. Can you turn around, Pumpkin? Your other side is so pretty. Well, this is pretty too, though. She's got nice fur. Our hair kind of matches. PTS, yeah. That's exactly it. Yeah, we can grow from our trauma. Yeah, facing the fear, that's how we grow. Yes, it does become addictive. That's where how I get my fix. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's true. I find that the biggest growth comes from the biggest pain and the biggest loss, and I used to hate that and avoid it, right? And it's natural, like human nature. Why do we want pain and loss and uncertainty? And now I go towards it because I know that once I will get through it, I will survive, and I'll be stronger, and I'll be more able to deal with other things once I get through that. So I agree with you. It's counterintuitive, but it's kind of addicting to go through uncomfortable situations in order to grow, right? So yeah, cool. It's good. It's good that resonates with you. Hey, Vicky, welcome. Nice to see you. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah. Do you have any pets? Happy New Year to you as well. And you might have said that. I'm sorry, Vicky. I don't remember if we talked about cats before, but welcome back. Pumpkin, turn around. There you go. There's people that love to see you. They're saying hello to you, Pumpkin. What do you think of that? Yeah, it's pretty nice. Let's see. Keruko. I'm studying for a PhD in holistic metaphysical life coaching. So, not yet, but I'm working on it. Thank you for asking. And I'm a big nerd too. Do you like to study? Are you studying anything fun? Oh, South Carolina. Nice. How's the weather down there? Did you guys get any snow? Oh my God, 75 there today. All right, never mind. I guess you didn't get any snow. Oh, thanks, Vicky. Pumpkin, you have another fan. Vicky says hi. Yeah. She loves you guys. She was napping a minute ago, and I'm like, come on, it's time. Yes, I know. They say there is no stigma to mental health treatment, but there is, yeah. I was born in Poughkeepsie. I'm in Roanoke, Virginia. Yeah, no, I think there totally is, yeah. Even, it's funny, if you look back, one of the first videos I put on my channel was an actual therapy session. And like, it was too much for people. Like I put it on, I put like, sound effects, and I didn't show the whole thing, but just some of the stuff that I thought was, I want to break down the stigma of therapy, because it's helpful, and it can be fun. It can be challenging. It's I found it very healing, you know, and it was too much for people, I think, or maybe it was just the video wasn't interesting, but um, yeah, I think mental fitness is key, and it's hard to talk about in society. Even like I would leave my exercise class sometimes and say, "Oh, I got to go now. I'm going to therapy." It was like a hush fell over the crowd, and I was like, "Not a big deal, guys." So it is what it is. But hopefully we can change it if we start, normalizing talking about our mental fitness, like physical fitness, right? That's, you don't get shamed if you go to the gym. So I think I think it's up to all of us to just normalize it if we can in whatever way in our corner of the world, and then maybe we'll have a paradigm shift. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, PTSD. Oh, Harvey says it's the scars on the inside you can't see that hurt the most. Wow, that's very deep, Harvey. Yeah, that's so true. That's beautiful. Wow. Art. My trauma has been the greatest motivator in my adult life once I learned to channel it. Oh, that's really powerful too. Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. That's why I started this channel. Because if you listen to my Christmas Day live, I talked a little bit about what was happening and why. So yeah, because I went through some stuff and I wanted to almost like warn people like about potential things, about listening to somebody 100% and not, and alienating everybody else in their life. And part of this, the reason I started this channel, so true. Yeah, Vicky, let's see. Oh yeah, I used to have cats and now I live in a condo that doesn't allow pets. Oh, I'm so sorry, Vicky, but I understand how that is. Yeah, when I got Pumpkin, her owner had passed away, and I took her home, and my landlord didn't really like pets either. She kind of was like, no pets, and I was like, oh, okay. And then like 2 years later, I got Pumpkin, and then she came over and met Pumpkin, and Pumpkin won her over, and now she's a cat lover. And she's like, how's your cat doing? It's like, oh, thank God. I mean, I moved from there, but now she still visits Pumpkin. Not me, Pumpkin. Cats are amazing, right? Oh, that's a good one. We grow from making ourselves uncomfortable. So true. Karuko, welcome. Yeah, thank you. Where are you, B? We're getting snow next month. That's in a couple of days. Yeah, I feel it. I lost both parents, and I'm 50 now, and around the holidays, I lost my great aunt, Carol. But I know I'm strong and I can get through. Absolutely. Sending you love, Vicky. Yeah. And and you know what? And this I talked about on the Christmas one too. I used to feel very like, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody, I'm alone. And I happen to have somebody this year, but for a few hours, not for the whole time. And you know what? I learned how to turn my love within and love myself and say, good job. And like even do some mirror work when I'm really lonely. Like I take out the mirror, which was always really hard. But I'll look at that. I'll look at my face and just talk to my inner child who is still there, who needs love, who needs to know that I care, and I'm doing the best I can. Now it's become a little bit easier, but I still sometimes it's hard to look in the mirror. But maybe, be there for yourself, and you are, and it's beautiful, and you're here with us. So thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, trauma, fight, flight, or possum. Yeah, don't forget 3 is a constant in this world. Apathy, some people do nothing in a traumatic situation. They play dead, they disassociate themselves. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And the holidays are tough, PTS. That's so true. Um, and just back to one thing you said, fight, flight, freeze, right? Or I found out there's another one from this other therapist I met. He said fawn. So sometimes we pretend we're like extra nice to somebody, or there's even a thing called sexual fawning. If we try, like, he was actually, this person that was talking was actually abused when he was younger, and he had to appease the attackers. So he did that, and he said that was, unfortunately part of his history. So there's four, which I didn't even know about until then. So the fawn is, it doesn't have to be, graphic, but it can be behaving in a way that's extra nice to somebody when you don't want to protect yourself. So I thought that's kind of interesting. That's sort of that tied in with my people pleasing a lot. I would be extra nice to people that I didn't even really like, just so that they would like me, so that they wouldn't mock me or hurt me or whatever. So it was interesting. Yeah, fight, fright, flight, freeze, or fawn. They all start with F. Yeah. No, I adopted Pumpkin about 4 years ago. She used to, she used to belong to a priest who knew my uncle, who was also a priest, and they knew each other in Rome. And then this priest moved into the senior living home where I worked, and I became friends with Pumpkin. I've known her for probably 10 years. He was there 5 or 6 years. And then he passed. And then there were a bunch of people lined up to adopt her. And I said, oh, I just won't get her, I guess, because there were like 6 or 7 people ahead of me in the line. And then one day his sister called me and she said, hey, everybody else fell through. Do you want Pumpkin? I'm like, oh, do I? Yes. And here we are. So thank goodness. Thank goodness it worked out, Pumpkin. And that's why the channel is called Chatting with My Cat, because she saved me through so many difficult times. So, yeah, thanks for asking. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Yeah. I was angry and shameful. I learned to use these to flip those into a strength. Wow. Those are heavy emotions, Arthur. Wow. Good job. Yeah. Thanks, Vicky. Hi, Dallas. What are you doing? Okay. I don't know if you were talking about me. Logical, finally. But okay. Yeah, bargaining. Prime race, welcome back. Kind of like a survival mechanism. Yeah. Yeah, like a survival mechanism. It absolutely was. Is that sometimes necessary, or is that about, or what about brutally honest, whatever that means? I'm not sure. Kind of like a survival mechanism. Is that sometimes necessary, or what about, well, now I'm honest and I don't do the people, well, I don't consciously do people pleasing. I have to like really, sometimes I have to be very careful, but that was a defense mechanism so that people would like me, so that I could be not mocked or made fun of in school or whatever. Yeah, but it wasn't truly me. I wasn't being true to myself. So that was very unhealthy, but it was the only thing I knew to survive. And it worked. So, but I don't do that now. Now I speak my truth, and I work not to be a people pleaser, but it's always a challenge, right? Let's see what you guys are up to here. Yeah. Thank you, Dallas. Okay. Hey, Heather, welcome. Yeah, everybody's doing great. How are you doing? Pumpkin's great. Fractal's doing great. She's sleeping over there. Are you doing great, Pumpkin? Yeah. Thanks for asking, Heather. How are you? I hope you're having a great night. I know. The funny thing is I call her Reiki Cat because I go to pet her, and sometimes she allows it and sometimes she just ducks. So it's pretty hysterical. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Heather. She's a British short hair, and she's 17. Yeah, brutal honesty is how we weed the weak. Small minds tend to think like, wow, that's so true. Yeah. So you know what though? Another thing though. So in order to communicate with certain people, and I'm not saying to lie, but you kind of have to sometimes meet people where they are. Because if you're too direct, because I used to be very direct as well, it can just they can shut down. And I don't intend for that to happen because I don't want to alienate everybody, but I do want to, stand for my truth, but also do it in a way that's not going to totally have everybody shut down. If somebody disagrees with me, I'll maybe not say what I think and just, if it's not something important, sometimes people say their opinion even though nobody even asked. So I feel like it's a balance, right? Yeah. If they don't like you, the heck with them. Yeah. Well, now I say that, Harvey. But when you're a kid, you don't know any better, right? Or if you do, you're a wise kid. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. But you know what? You can always change. You can always say, and if it helps, and this is how I stopped being an external people pleaser, I said, what do I want? And I never used to ask myself that. Like, right? I never used to ask myself that. I used to say, what does everybody else want? What would make them happy? What do I need to do? I would say, wait a minute, what makes me happy? Are you biting me? Don't do that. Yeah, she is. Prime Risk, she is a noble lady. And some people say this reminds people of that universe in the Men in Black. She's feisty tonight. Are you going to behave? Probably not. All right. Well, you guys, I hope you had a good night. Thank you so much for being here. And it went long. And thank you again to Imran for being our awesome moderator. She's a British short hair. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I got her when she was probably like 13 or so. So I don't know. It was funny. Her previous owner said, I paid $2,700 for her. And then the girl who was the secretary at where I worked, she said, oh, wow, your cat's expensive, but with depreciation, she's worth about 300. I'm like, Justine. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. She's priceless. Yeah, cats too on the internet. Thank you so much, and it's been a fun chat, everybody. And thank you all for contributing and for sharing. I really appreciate it. And thanks for spending your time. It's really fun. And I hope you have a great evening or morning. Yeah, thank you so much. Oh, King of Pho, welcome back. Yeah, have a great year if I don't see you. But I'll be here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. From myself to yourself, and from Pumpkin Self. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye, everybody.